Hello everyone, you're welcome to Mathematics Tour. This is the Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics paper 4-1 written in November 2025. There are 29 questions in this paper. If you are seeing this channel for the first time, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button. Also like, comment and share this video. This is the list of some formulas that can help you while solving this paper. Let's get started. A quadrilateral has rotational symmetry of order 2. Two diagonals that are only lines of symmetry. Write down the geometrical name of this quadrilateral. So of course, this is very obvious. This is a rhombus. Okay, question 2. Solve 11 minus 2x equals 4. Okay, so what you can do, you can collect like times. Okay, so let's pick this and take it to the right hand side. So we have 11, okay, then equals positive 2x, and we bring the 4 here. That will be negative 4. So 11 minus 4, that is 7. Equals 2x, divide both sides by 2. So x equals 3.5, okay, or 3.5. Question 3. The diagram shows two parallel lines and a straight line. Find the value of x. Okay, so from here, this angle and angle 55 degrees are angles on a straight line. They add up to 180. So 180 minus 55 gives 125, right? So this angle 125 and angle x, okay, are equal. They are alternate angles, okay? So the value of x equals 125. So let's go to the next question, question 4. A train journey starts at 22:16. The journey takes 5 hours, 52 minutes. Find the time the train journey finishes. Okay, so what you can do, okay, so you can just write this time here. You have 22, then hours, then 16 minutes. Then you have 5 hours, then 52 minutes. So let's add them together. Okay, so if you add 16 to 52, okay, so that will give you 68. Okay, and 68 equals 1 hour 8 minutes. So we're going to write 8 minutes here and carry along we keep the 1 hour here, right? So 1 plus 22, that's 23. 23 plus 5, that's 28. Okay, so we have 28 hours. So of course, in a day, we have 24 hours. So we do 28 minus 24. So we have 4 hours. Okay, so that means we have 04 here. Okay. So that means our time will be 0408. So that will be the time. Okay, so it's going to be in the morning. Okay, because we've completed a day here. So this will be 0408. So let's go to the next question. Question 5. In triangle ABC, AB equals 8 centimeters. AC equals 7 centimeters and BC equals 5 centimeters. Using a ruler and compasses only, construct triangle ABC. The side AB has been drawn for you. Okay, so we need to make use of a ruler and a pair of compasses. So if you place the ruler here, you see that AB is more than 8 centimeters. Okay, contrary to what is given in the question, is because when I uploaded the question paper here, okay, so it was enlarged. Okay, so that is why you have this. So I'm just going to measure out 8 centimeters, and it will be this spot here. That will be point B. Then I need to take a ruler, okay, a pair of compasses rather, center at A. Then let's measure 7 centimeters. So 7 centimeters gonna be around there. Okay, so we need to draw an arc, okay, just somewhere like this. So similarly, we're going to measure 5 centimeters. Okay, so we need to drag this one here, 5 centimeters. Okay, but in this case, center at B now. Okay, so let's take this up. Then we can draw the intersection like this, the arc here. Okay, good. So let's take this away. So this is gonna be point C. Okay, so I can take this away now. So this will be B now, not this one here. Okay, so we can connect them together. Let's connect them together. AC here. Then can also have BC here. Good. So this is gonna be 7 centimeters. So this is gonna be 5 centimeters, and this is gonna be 8 centimeters. Okay. So part B, measure angle ACB. Angle ACB should be here. So we need the protractor. Let's pick the protractor. I can reduce this. Then let's rotate this one. Sorry. Okay, good. So the center of the protractor should be here. Okay, then let's adjust this. I'm gonna use the inner reading. Okay, so it is on 0 now. So this is 70, 80. So this is about 80, 84. Okay, it's about between 84 and 85. Okay, so this is an estimated value. So I can just put 84 here. Okay, part C. Triangle ABC is a scale drawing of a field. The scale is 1:10,000. Okay, so I can say 1:10,000. Okay, so find the actual distance from A to B. Give your answer in kilometers. Okay, so from A to B, according to the question, is 8 centimeters, right? So this will be like centimeters, and this will be the actual reading, right? So I can say 8 centimeters now here. So that is, you do times 8 here. So similarly, you do times 8 here. So this will give us 80,000 kilometers. So you have 80,000 here. So Roman figure 2. B is due east of A. Find the bearing of A from B. Okay, so what you need to do, okay, from here, so you can just draw a line like this. Okay, sorry, like this. Okay, good. So the bearing of A from B will be from here up to this place, and this is 270 degrees. Okay, so it will be 270 degrees. Question 6. Expand this expression. So this is gonna be 3g minus 2g squared. Okay, that is the final answer. 3g minus 2g squared. So let's go to the next question. This is question 7a. Okay, write down the inequality represented in the diagram. Okay, so for this one, okay, it's going towards like this, and the circle is not shaded. So that means you need all the values greater than -3. So that is the implication. Okay, so we say we have x is greater than -3, because all these numbers are greater than -3. Okay, for this one, it is shaded. That means you have equality, and it's like this. So that means you need all the values of x that are less than or equal to 2. Now, how do we combine these two together? Okay, so another way of writing this is if x is greater than -3, that means 3 is less than x, okay, and x is already less than or equal to 2, okay. So this is the final answer here. So minus 3 less than x, and x is less than or equal to 2. So part B, write down the integer values of x that satisfy the inequality. This minus 4 less than 2x, 2x less than or equal to 8. So let's take the first part, minus 4 less than 2x, divide both sides by 2. You have negative 2 less than x, okay. So that is the first answer. Then if you take the second part, it will be 2x less than or equal to 8, divide both sides by 2. So you have x less than or equal to 4. So that means minus 2 is less than x, and x is less than or equal to 4. So the range of the values now, okay, to be minus 1, 0, 2, 3, and 4. Question 8. Calculate this. So for this, you can just input this expression into your calculator because it is just 1 mark, okay? So you don't have to waste time here. So you can just say 1.13, okay, approximated to 3 significant figures, okay? Question 9. An athlete runs a speed of 9.5 meters per second. Convert this speed into kilometers per hour. Okay, so it's pretty easy. 9.5, okay, that is meter. 9.5 meters then per second, so 1 second. So we want to leave the answer correct to kilometers. We want to leave the answer in kilometers per hour. So using King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Okay, so here this is the base where you have the grams, you have the liters, and you have the meters. Okay, so from meters to kilometers now you move like this: 1, 2, 3. So that means this is gonna be 1, 2, 3, the same direction, right? So this is gonna be 0.0095 kilometers, okay, because you have to fill up this with zeros and the point is now here. Okay, then 1 second, okay, so you multiply by, so to do this 1 second to hours now, okay, so this is gonna be 1 second, then you open the bracket, divided by 60, it is now in minutes. So divide by another 60, so it is now in hour. So that means we're gonna divide, okay, divide by 3600. So if you, that is 1 divide, sorry, because you have 1 divide by days, okay. So eventually it's going to be the inverse, okay. So it's going to be 0.0095 multiplied by 3600, okay. Because of this is going to be inverse, okay. So and our final answer will be 34.2, okay, 34.2 kilometers per hour. So let's go to the next question. That will be question 10. Sorry, oh, I just went back. So let's scroll gently. Question 10. Good. So this is question 10. A is the point 2, 1, and AB is giving us this. Find the coordinate of B. So if you know the vector very well, so you can always do it without sketching. But if you do get confused, so it will be better off for you to sketch it, which is pretty easy. So we have 2 vectors here. Okay, so let's have them here. So we have vectors A, okay, and we have vector A and vector B. So you can, so we have vectors A and B. Okay, so this one can be towards this direction and this one towards this direction. So they can have the same reference, which is O. So I can have O A here and B here. Okay, so I can connect them together here. So this is the AB I want to find. So because why am I sketching? Some students do get somehow confused. Okay, so now if I want to move from A to B, okay, so it has to be A O then O B. So that is how you move. So AB equals AO then plus OB. So this is how you get to B from A. So but if you look at what you have here, this vector A is moving towards this direction. So that means you can say AB equals minus OA, because we don't have AO, we only have OA. So plus OB. So this is what I'll write. Now I want to find the vector B, so I can bring this one here. So this is gonna be vector AB. Okay, so you can put the arrow like this, no problem, because the direction is very important. Okay, the direction is very important for a vector. So AB then plus OA then equals OB. So this is what we get. So now we can now put the values. So AB is 2 against 4, then minus OA, that is 2 against 1. So this will give us the vector B. So we have plus, this is plus here. Okay, so 2 plus 2 to be 4, 4 plus 1 to be 5. So this is a vector B. So that will be 4, 5. Okay. Question 11. In a sale, the prices of coats are reduced by 15%. The original price of a coat is $60. Calculate the sale price of the coat. So at 100%, okay, so this is the original price. It means at 100%, so the price is $60. So when there is a discount of 15%, okay, that means the price is now at 85%. Okay, so want to know the sale price, okay, when the distance of 15% is given. So if you cross multiply, okay, cross multiply, so the value, and make x the subject of the formula. So x equals 60 multiply 85, then divide 100. Okay, so you cross multiply like this. Okay, so the final answer will give you $51. So that is the discounted price. Okay, part B. The sale price of a different coat is $58.14, right? So calculate the original price of this coat. So the original price is always at 100%. So that means at 100%, we want to get the price, which is X. So this particular one is also sold at 15% discount as stated up there. So that means it is at 85%. So we have 58.14. So you cross multiply again, okay, and make X the subject of the formula. So we have X to be equal to 58.14 multiplied by 100, then divided by 85. Okay, so if you input this into your calculator, so you should get $68.40. So let's go to the next question. That's question 12. Some students are asked if they like football or rugby. The Venn diagram shows the results. Part A, find the number of students who do not like rugby. So that means we need the part outside the rugby. Okay, so that means it will be this and this. So 33 add 4, that will be 37. These are the students who do not like rugby. Okay, that means they play football. Okay, and those who did not do the two. Okay, so part B, use set notation to describe the region containing students who like rugby but not football. So that is rugby intersection the complement of football. So we have R intersection F prime. Okay, question 13. So question 13. The diagram shows two vertical poles AE and PT standing on horizontal ground AP. Then calculate the angle of elevation of the point T from the top E. So what we can do, we can just draw a line here. Okay, and we want to get the angle of elevation, okay, of the top T from this point E. So what we can do now, so this is the angle we want to get. Let's call this theta. So this line is 33 meters and this is 1.5, right? So we need to get the distance from here, okay, to here. Okay, we need to get it. Then we can now use our SOHCAHTOA. So this will be 12.6 minus 1.5. So this will be 11. This side will be 11.1. Okay, then I can now use the SOHCAHTOA. Opposite is 11.1. Then the adjacent is 33. So I can say tan theta equals 11.1 over 33. Then I can make theta stand alone. So this will be by taking tan inverse of both sides. To bracket 11.1 over 33. So if you input this into your calculator, you should get 18.6 correct to one decimal place. So this will give you 18.6 to one decimal place. So let's go to the next question. That will be question 14. A cube contains a solid metal sphere. This sphere touches all the faces of the cube. The side length of the cube is 8 centimeters. Show that the volume of the sphere is 256 divided 3 pi centimeter cube. Okay, so you may want to have a sketch of a cube if you want. Okay, so let's just have something like this. Okay, just a rough sketch. Okay, can just have something like this quickly. Good. So the sphere is inside it, right? So and it's touching the faces. So what we can do now is just a rough sketch. It's going to be a kind of something like this. Okay, then we have a kind of something like this. Okay, it's touching the faces. Now, what you have is here. This will be the distance from here to here is given as 8 centimeters. So it means the diameter of the sphere, okay, that is what I want to show you, is gonna be 8 centimeters, right? So that means the radius is 4 centimeters. Okay, so this is very important. So now I can now use the formula, right? The volume, okay? So you should know this, or you can check the list of formulas given, I think, on the second page there. Okay, so V equals 4 over 3 by R cube. This is the formula for the volume of a sphere, right? And I already know that R equals 8 over 2, which is 4, as I showed you from here. So if you put this now, so V, the volume, equals 4 over 3, okay, multiplied by pi, so multiply by 4 to the power of 3. So if you input this, so you surely get 256 over 3 pi centimeter cube, okay, so which is very straightforward. Part B, calculate the percentage of the cube that is not occupied by the sphere. Okay, so now you need to know you need to firstly find the volume of the sphere and the volume of the cube. So you subtract the volume of the sphere from the volume of the cube. That will give you the volume left. Then we can now find the percentage, right? So pretty good. So let's say the volume of the cube, okay, the volume of cube is given as L cube, okay, and that will be 8 cube, which is 512 centimeter cube. Okay, now the volume of the sphere, so it's already this. We just have to key in the value there. So the volume of the, okay, let's say V subscript C, that's the volume of the cube. Then the volume of the sphere, okay, so equals 256 divide 3, okay, so multiplied by the value of pi, you can use multiply by 3.142, okay, so this will give us 268.08 now. So the volume left now, it will be 512 minus 268.08, so which is equal to 243.92. okay, so this is the volume not occupied by the volume of the cube not occupied by the sphere. So now to get the percentage now, so it's going to be the volume left, okay, which is 243.92 divided by the initial volume of the cube, which is 512, then multiply by 100%. Okay, so this will give us 47.6%. okay, so pretty easy. Then per se, the density of the metal of the sphere is 7.86 grams per centimeter cube. Okay, calculate the mass of the sphere. Give your answer in kilograms. So density equals mass over volume. So you should know density equals mass over volume. Now we need to get the mass, so we can just say, okay, the density is giving us 7.86, and we want to get the mass. We leave it as unknown. Then the volume is already 268.08 as calculated earlier. Okay, so if you cross multiply, you see that the mass, okay, we equal to 7.86 multiplied by 268.08. okay, and I think that should give us 2107.1088. So we need to leave our answer correct to in kilograms. So we already know that King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk, right? So this is the base where you have the meters, grams, and liters. So in this case now, we have the grams here. So we need to move like this: 1, 2, 3. Okay, so from the decimal point, we move towards that direction 3 times from here: 1, 2, and 3. So this will be 2.11. okay, correct to 2 decimal places. So you have 2.11 to 2 decimal places. Okay, so let's go to the next question. That will be question. Okay, I think we still have let's scroll down. I think we still have part D. The sphere is melted down and made into a solid cylinder, okay, with radius 3.1 centimeters. Calculate the total surface area of the cylinder. So the total surface area of the cylinder, okay, equals the curved surface area plus the area of the two circular base, plus the area of the circular base and then the circular top. Okay, so that will be area of the two ends. I can say area of the two circular ends. Okay, so I can just say that this. So the curved surface area is given as 2 is known as 2 pi RH plus area of each circular end is area of a circle, which is pi r squared. So I'll have 2 of them, 2 pi r squared. So now I just have to find the height. So how am I going to find the height? So I know that the volume, okay, the volume of the sphere. now equals the volume of the cylinder, and the volume of a cylinder is pi r square h. So don't forget, the volume of the sphere is 268.08. Then it will be equal to the volume of the cylinder, which is base area times height, that is pi r square h. So from here I can get the value of my height. So this will be 268.08, okay, equals 3.142 multiplied by the radius is now, I think, 3.1, yeah. So 3.142, sorry, multiplied by 3.142 multiplied by 3.1 squared, okay, multiplied by height. So from here, if you divide both sides by 3.142 multiplied by 3.1 squared, so you get the value of the height h. Okay, pretty easy. You can input this into your calculator straight away. So the height equals 8.8784 centimeters. So that will be the height. Now I can find the total surface area. So the total surface area, which is this now, okay, so I can now key in the values. So this will be 2 multiplied by 3.142, that is 2 pi, then the radius is 3.1, then multiplied by the height, which is 8.8784. okay, so this is the curved surface area, plus then this one now, this part now, so it will be 2 times 3.142 multiplied by 3.1 squared. Okay, so if you input the all of this into your calculator, because you don't have to waste any time, okay, so you will get 233 centimeters squared. That is to 3 significant figures. Question 15. A, B, and C lie on a circle center O. TA and TB are tangents to the circle at A and B. Calculate angle ATB. So angle ATB, let's mark the angle. This is the angle we want to find. So you can call this theta. Okay. So if you look at the diagram or the figure, you see that this is the center of the circle as stated in the question, and we can adjust the diagram. Okay, so you may want to draw a kind of let's say 2 lines here, one radius here from O to B and from O to A. Okay, so it makes sense when you do so. Now you see that this angle here, that is the reflex angle here, this angle here, angle AOB. So this will be the reflex here. Okay, so this obtuse angle here, okay, is angle at the center, and it is twice angle at the circumference, right? Okay, so we can say that angle AOB, so let's write here, okay, angle AOB, okay, equals twice angle at the circumference, so it will be twice 67 degrees, right? So that means angle AOB equals 134 degrees. So that is angle AOB. Now, so if you look at angle OAT, that is this angle, and angle OBT, this angle, they are both 90 degrees, okay, because the angle between a radius and a tangent, okay, is always a right angle, so it is 90 degrees. So you can say that OAT equals OBT equals 90 degrees. Okay, so we can say that. So that means we have 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here. Okay, so this is going to help us a lot. Now we can find don't forget this is 134 degrees here, right? So if you look at this quadrilateral OATB, right? So we can find the value of theta now because we already know the three angles: 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 134 degrees, and theta. Okay, so we can find the value of theta. So simply we can say that angle ATB equals 360 degrees minus the sum of the three angles. So that will be 90 degrees plus 90 degrees, okay, then plus 134 degrees. Okay, so this gives 360 minus 314 degrees, and the value of angle ATB is 46 degrees. So pretty easy, right? So let's go to the next question. That is question 16. The table shows some information about the height of 50 plants. As you can see from the table, calculate an estimate of the mean height. Okay, so what you can do, let's form another table. Okay, so we can have some lines here. So we need to find the average of the heights. So that will be the value of x or x values. Okay, then we need to find the product of the averages and the frequencies, right? So that will help us a lot. So that is, we need to get the value x, which is the average of the height. So 5 plus 10, 15, 15 divided 2, that is 7.5. That's the first one. Then 10 plus 12, 22, 22 divided 2, that is 11. And 12 add 20, that will be 32. 32 divided 2, that will be 16. Now let's put the frequencies. 3, that is F for the frequencies. 3, 24, and 23. Okay, now the product of the averages and the frequencies will be 7.5 times 3. So this will be 22.5. 11 times 24, that will be 264. And 16 times 23, that will be 368. Okay, so an estimate of the mean gonna be the total of this divided by the total of this. Already we know that the sum of the frequencies is 15, right? And the sum of this will be let's see, 6, 5, and 4. So it will be 654 divide 50. Okay, so this gives 13.09. Okay, so that is the solution to question 16. So let's go to question 17. Find the equation of straight line that passes through the points 2, 0 and 0, 4. Give your answer in the form y equals mx plus c. Okay, so we can say x1 equals 0, then y1 equals, x1 equals 2. x1 equals 2 from this point, and y1 equals 0. Then we can say x2 equals 0, okay, from here, and y2 equals 4. So let's find the slope or the gradient, okay, so which is denoted by m, that is the slope or the gradient. Okay, so m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You could as well say y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. You still get the same answer. Okay, so this gives 4 minus 0 over 0 minus 2. So this gives 4 over negative 2, and our final answer is negative 2. So the slope is negative 2. Now, since the straight line passes through these 2 points, okay, so you can use this formula, that is y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1. So this will work for you. Okay, since it also passes through x2, y2, you can say or you can use y minus y2 equals m into x minus x2. Okay, so you can use any of these two formulas, right? Because the straight line passes through them. Okay, so I'm gonna use the first one, y minus y1. Okay, so you have y minus y1 is 0. Okay, let's see. Yeah, y1 minus y minus y1, that is y minus 0, equals negative 2 into x minus x1, which is 2. Okay, so let's expand this and write it in form of y equals mx plus c. Okay, we have y equals negative 2x then plus 4. Okay, so this is our final answer. Y equals negative 2x then plus 4. So let's go to the next question, question 18. The diagram shows part of speed time graph for an athlete in a race. Calculate the distance the athlete runs in the first 10 seconds, right? So the first 10 seconds will be from here, okay, to here. Now, so the distance covered will be area covered under this time. So that is, we need to find the area of this triangle and the area of this rectangle and add them together. Okay, so here is 2 and here is 8. So here is 10 minus 2, here is 8, and here is 8. So this one gonna give us the area of the triangle is base times height, that is 2 times 8 divided 2, plus the area of the rectangle is 8 by 8. So this gives 8 plus 64. Okay, so if you add these two together, you get 72. So we have 72 meters. That is the area covered there. Let's go to part B. The length of the race is 100 meters. After 10 seconds, the athlete continues to run. Okay, so this is running now. To run at a speed of 8 meters per second until the end of the race. Calculate the total time the athlete takes to complete the 100 meters race. Cool. So we know that the total distance is 100 meters. Okay, and we have already covered 72 meters with a different speed, right? Okay, so we need to, okay, as stated up here, okay, so we need to subtract this distance here, this 72 meters. Okay, we subtract it from the total, which is 100, right? So that will give us, that's the distance after 10 seconds. Okay, so you can say distance, okay, after 10 seconds, okay, so equals 100 meters minus 72 meters. Okay, so this gives 28 meters. So good. So the speed after 10 seconds is giving us 8 meters per second, right? Then we need to find the distance. Okay, of course, you know that speed equals distance over time taken, right? And this implies distance or time rather equals distance over speed. So let's find the time taken. So this is gonna be the time gonna be distance 28 meters over the speed, which is 8 now. Okay, so this gives 3.5 seconds, right? So that is the time taken. So the total time, okay, so we can get the total time now, which is 10 seconds plus 3.5 seconds. Okay, the total time taken now equals 10 seconds, okay, plus 3.5 seconds, okay, which is what? 13.5 seconds. So pretty easy, right? So let's go to the next question. Let's scroll down. Do we have another question? No. So the next question will be question 19. The mass of a radioactive substance decays exponentially at a rate of 10% per day. The initial mass of the substance is 20 grams. 20 grams. Find the number of whole days it takes for the number of whole days it takes for the mass of the substance to first be less than 1 gram. So this is an exponential decay. So here we can use this formula y equals ab to the power of t. Okay, so the formula can always be any parameters. It depends on the definition you give to each of the parameters. So here y is the new value, a is the initial value, and here b equals 1 minus r, where r is the rate and t is the time taken. Okay, so why is it 1 minus r? Because it is 1 minus r because we have exponential decay. Okay, if we have exponential growth, okay, so the value of b will be equal to 1 plus r. Just take note of that. But here we have exponential decay, so it will be 1 minus r, okay, and t here, t equals unknown, okay. So here the value of a equals 20 grams, okay, that is the initial, and y equals 1, okay. So we want to look at the time, okay, the period when it will be the first time is going to be less than 1 gram. So that is what we want to get, right? Okay, and the rate r is 10%, okay, which is the same as 0.01, right? 0.1, okay, that is the rate. Okay, so we can say b equals 1 minus 0.1, so that is the rate, and equals 0.9. okay. Now, if you key in the values, you see that y, which is 1, equals a, the initial value, which is 20, multiplied by b, the value of b is 0.9, to the power of t, which is the unknown. Now, this is an exponential function, right? So if you want to solve this, ordinarily, you can easily use the lane function, okay, to find the value of t. Okay, so though it is not part of the IGCSE curriculum, the logarithm, okay, but I think it should be stated there because there are some questions that are better solved using this lane function. So now you have to use trial and improvement method, okay, to find the possible value of t, where this right hand side, okay, will be less than 1. Okay, so that is where 1 will be greater than this. So since I want to use the trial and improvement method, so instead of using the equality now, okay, I'm going to say 1, okay, is greater than, okay, 20 multiplied by 0.9 to the power of t. If I want to use a lane function, I can use lane function directly from here, and it gives the exact value of t. Okay, but since I want to use trial and improvement method, okay, so because I've done this one before, so I know the value of t. Okay, so if you put let's say t is 20, put this into your calculator and take the value of t to be 20. Okay, so you try to improve it until you get a value that is less than 1 here. Okay, so if you try 28, okay, it's going to be 1. This is going to be 1.04, okay, which is still not the required answer. So if you try t to be 29, okay, so you are going to get it will give you what's it called? It will give you 0.94. Okay, so that is when t equals 29. So this expression, okay, becomes 1 greater than 0.94. Okay, so That means t equals 29 will be the first day when it will be less than 1 gram. Okay, so that is what we need to do here. So I'll just put 29 days. Okay, so let's go to the next question. These are the first term of a sequence: 48, 24, 12, 6, and 3. Find the next term. Okay, so to get the next term, if you observe here, the term to term rule is times 1 over 2. Okay, that is the term to term rule. So this one, to get the next one, it will be 3 times 1 over 2. That is 3 a half. Okay, so that is 3 over 2, which is 1.5. Okay, which is 1.5. So that is the next term. Now find the nth term. Since we know that the term to term rule is multiplied by half, okay, so what we're gonna do is to write 1 over 2, okay, and take it to the power of n. Okay, so we assume that this is the nth term. Now when n is 1, so let's see if this is sufficient to be the nth term. When n is 1, so you have 1 over 2 to the power of 1, so which is 1 over 2. So but we want to get 48, so that means we need to have a number that is twice 48, because this is multiplied by half. So a number twice 48, okay, is gonna be 96. Okay, so that means we need to multiply this by 96. That is when the nth term will be okay. So let's try it now. This one, that is 2 here, 1, 2 here, so you get 48 is correct. Let's take again for when n is 2, so you have 1 to the power of 2, 1 over 2 to the power of 2 multiplied by 96. So this is going to give us 1 over 4. 1 over 4 multiplied by 96, so equals 24. So our n term will be 1 over 2 to the power of n, okay, multiplied by 96. Okay, you may want to write 1 over 2 as 2 to the power of negative 1. Okay, that is, you may want to write 2 to the power of negative 1 multiplied by n times 96. Still the same. Let's go to the next question. Question 21. In triangle STU, ST equals 8 centimeters, SU equals 9 centimeters, and angle TSU equals 50 degrees. I think calculate the area of triangle STU. Okay, so you can just have a rough sketch like this. Okay, so not drawn to scale. Okay, just to have a rough sketch. Okay, so I think I can adjust this a little bit. Sorry. So let's adjust this a little bit. Take this one here, then this one, let's take it here. Okay, good. Though not drawn to scale. So let's label it as S, T, and U. Okay, sorry for the space there. So you have 8 here, we have 9 here, and the angle between them is 50 degrees. So the area is pretty straightforward. It's the product of 8 and 9 multiplied by the sine of angle between them. So that's just the formula. Okay, so you may want to see AB sine C divided by 2, something like this. Okay, so but when you understand it, you don't have to write the formula. Okay, just apply it. The area equals to the product of the two sides, okay, multiplied by the sine of the angle between them, then divide 2. So input this into your calculator, boom, you get 27.6, correct to 3 significant figures. Question 22. Alex invests $200 at a rate of R% per year compound interest. At the end of 25 years, the value of this investment is $301.10. Find the value of R. So we need to find the rate. Okay, so the formula is A equals P into 1 plus R over N multiplied by NT, where A is the new amount, P is the principal, the starting amount, R is the rate, N is the number of times the interest is paid in a year, and then T is the time taken. So from there, P equals 200 and R equals R percent, okay, which you can write as 0.01 R, okay. When you divide by 100, then the time T is 25, okay, and N equals 1 because interest is paid once in a year. Now if you key in those values, so we have A, okay, and A equals this. I forgot this. A equals 301.10. So if you key in these values into this formula, so you see that 301.10 equals 200 into 1 plus the rate 0.01 R over 1, then 1 times 25. Okay, so let's simplify this now. Think I can divide both sides by 200. Okay, that leaves us with 301.10 over, sorry, this should be 200, then equals 1 plus 0.01 R to the power of 25. Okay, yes, I can do something here. Okay, I can say the whole of this. Okay, so this is the power here multiplied by 1 over 25, then the power here is 1, then multiplied by 1 over 25. So this cancels this. So I'm left with 301.10 over 200 to the power of a half, okay, equals 1 plus 0.01 R. So I can rewrite this one. Okay, let's take this one to this side now. So this is the same as this, 25 into 301.10 over 200. Okay, then I can bring 1 to the left hand side, so the whole of this minus 1. Okay, so equals 0.01 R. Okay, so I think you can see it from there. So now if you input this into your calculator, okay, and the all of this gonna give you 0.01649 equals 0.01 R. So when you divide both sides by 0.01, okay, so 0.01649, so let me write this very well, 0.01649, yeah. Okay, so when you divide this by this, okay, you get R to be equal to 1.65. That is to correct to 3 significant figures. So let's go to the next question, question 23. So y is inversely proportional to the roots of square root of x plus 1. So we can write this one to be y equals k over square root of x plus 1. Okay, now we need to find the value of k. Okay, so you can call this one equation 1, or no need for that for now. So we can find the value of k now. So y equals 3. Then we need to find the value of k, the constant, square root of 8 plus 1. So this is 3 equals k over, this will be 9, square root of 9, 3. So you cross multiply, implies that k equals 9. Now let's substitute the value of k here. So we have y equals 9 over square root of x plus 1. Okay, so that will be the final answer. So let's roll down. Y equals 9 over square root of x plus 1. So let's go to the next question, question 24. Martha walks a distance of 10 kilometers at a speed of x kilometers per hour. She then runs a distance of 5 kilometers at a speed of x plus 4 kilometers per hour. The total time taken for the whole journey is 3.5 hours. Write down an expression in terms of x for the time Martha is walking. Okay, so for this one, let's see, she walks total distance of 10 kilometers at this speed, x kilometers, right? So we can easily write, we know that speed equals distance over time. Okay, then the time equals distance over speed. So it's gonna be 10 over speed, x. So you have 10 over x. Okay, so that is the expression. Okay, t equals 10 over x. You want to do that. Okay, so part B, show that 7x squared minus 2x minus 80 equals 0. So this will be the total time taken, the addition of the total time taken. So we can say for the first journey when she was walking, okay, or when she's walking, so t1 equals 10 over x. So we need to find the time 2, okay, when she runs, right? Okay, so to do that, we can say t2 equals the distance covered, 5 kilometers, over the speed x plus 4. Now, so the total distance takes 3.5 hours. So that implies t1 plus t2 equals 3.5. Now, t1 is 10 over x plus t2 is 5 over x plus 4 equals 3.5. So let's partition this one here. So if you multiply each of these, that is this, and this, by the product of x and x plus 4, so that will leave us with 10 into x plus 4 for this one, plus 5 into x, then equals 3.5 multiplied by x, then multiplied by x plus 4. Okay, so let's simplify this further. So this gives 10x plus 14 plus 5x equals 3.5 times x, 3.5x times x, 3.5x squared. Okay, plus 3.5 times x, that's 3.5x. So 3.5x times 4, that will be 14x. Now let's simplify. This and this add up to 15x. Okay, 15x, and I can bring, okay, let's write 15x first, then plus 40, then equals 3.5x squared, then plus 14x. Now let's bring everything to the left hand side. So we have 15x minus 14x plus 40 minus 3.5x squared. So we have x plus 40 minus, okay, equals 0 here, then minus 3.5x squared equals 0. So we need to rearrange, right? So we have minus 3.5x squared, then plus x, then plus 40 equals 0. Then finally, multiply everything by negative 2. Okay, so if you multiply by negative 2, so we have 7x squared, then minus 2x, then minus 80 equals 0. So part C, solve 7x squared minus 2x minus 8 equals 0, giving your answer correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, So from here, A equals 7, B equals -2, then C equals -80, right? So using this formula, x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared, okay, minus 4ac, everything over 2a. So you don't have to waste any time here. So you can key in the values. X equals minus 2 plus or minus, okay, square root of b squared -2 squared, okay, minus 4 into 7, then into -80, okay, everything over 2 into 7, that is 14. Okay, so if you simplify this further without wasting time, so you have x equals 2 plus or minus the whole of this, okay, the radical will give you 47.3708, okay, over 14. Okay, now if you take the first part, the positive side, it will be x equals 2 plus 47.3708 divide 14. So this will give you one answer, which is 3.53. So x equals 3.53. Okay, so similarly, if you take the second one, okay, let's partition this. That is x equals 2 minus 47.3708, okay, divide 14. Okay, so this will give you a negative answer, which is -3.24. Okay, then part D, calculate the difference between the time Martha is walking and the time she is running. Okay, give your answer in hours and minutes, correct to the nearest minute. Okay, so what you need to do here is very easy. When she was walking, you have 10 minus x, okay, minus when she was running, you have 5 over x plus 4. So we're going to make use of this x here, 3.53, because it is positive. Okay, so let's partition this. So we have 10 over 3.53 minus 5 into 3.53 plus 4, that is 7. Let's put it there, 7.53. Input this into your calculator, okay? So you get 2.1688, which is the same as 2 plus 0.1688. So this is 2 hours and this is 0.1668 hour. Okay, so we need to convert this one to a minute. Okay, so it will be equal to 2 hours plus 0.1688. Okay, so multiplied by 60. So this will convert this to a minute now, right? It's a minute. So we have 2 hours, then this one will give you 10 minutes. Okay, so that is pretty straightforward. Okay, the next question will be question 25. Kai salt passes into two types, light and heavy. The histogram shows some information about the number of parcels Kai salt in one day. So let's scroll down and check the histogram. Okay, yeah. So find the number of light parcels. Okay, so we know that frequency density equals frequency divided by the class size, right? So from here it implies that frequency is gonna be frequency density FD multiplied by the class size. Okay, so here the frequency density is 20. Okay, then multiplied by the class size 2 minus 0, that is 2. So this is gonna be 40. Then part B, there are 102 heavy parcels. Complete the histogram. Okay, so that is F equals 102 for the class. When the class size is the second one, 5 minus 2, that is 3. Okay, so what is the frequency density? So the frequency density is gonna be the frequency 102 divide the class size, which is 3. So this gives 34. Okay, so we know the frequency density, so we can complete it now. So 34 is going to be, each line is 2 units, so 34 will be 17 lines. Okay, so that is 17 lines. This is 5, 10, 15, 17 line will be here. This is 15, 16, 17. So from here, so let's take it to 5. That is the class size. Okay, so you can complete this one like this, and you complete this one like this. So this is what you have here. So let's go to the next question. That's question 26, I think. Yeah. So solve the simultaneous equations. You must show all your working. So this is y. This is y. So we can say that 2x squared minus 3x minus 7 equals 2x minus 7. Okay, so we can rearrange. So you bring 7 here, it becomes positive, so it will cancel. Then you bring 2x here, so you're left with 2x squared minus 3x minus 2x equals 0. So you have 2x squared minus 5x equals 0. So if you factor out x, so you have 2x minus 5 equals 0. This implies x equals 0 or 2x minus 5 equals 0. So which also gives, okay, x equals 0 or 2x equals 5, and this one x equals 2.5. Okay, so we have x to be equal to 0 or x equals 2.5. So haven't got this. Okay, so let's scroll up here. So we need to find the values of y, right, when x equals 0 and when x equals 2.5. Okay, so using this equation, so y equals 2x minus 7. Okay, when x equals 0, okay, so when x equals 0, so the whole of this will be 0. So we have negative 7, right? So we have x equals 0 and y equals negative 7. Okay, so this is pretty easy. So when x equals 2.5, so we have y to be equal to 2 into 2.5 minus 7. So this gives 5 minus 7. Okay, so that will be negative 2. So 2.5 against negative 2. So let's go to the next question. Question 27. The diagram shows a prism of length 15 centimeters. The cross section of the prism is a trapezium. So ABCD is a cross section and it is a trapezium. Also EFGH is also a trapezium, as it is the cross section as well. So the distance between the two cross section areas, okay, is this 15 centimeters. So we have the given parameters. Okay, this is a right angle 90 degrees, this is a right angle 90 degrees. Okay, so calculate the angle of calculate the angle the diagonal AG makes with the base ABFE. So let's draw the diagonal. Is from here to here. This is AG. Okay, and the angle it makes with this, so we can draw something like this here. Okay, like this. Okay, and the angle between them is this angle here. Okay, now this is a different pattern of this type of questions. Okay, as far as this curriculum is concerned. Okay, ordinarily here, so from the base is ABFE, we should be able to have a kind of a right angle triangle. Then we can find the necessary sides and find the angle between this AG and the base ABFE. Okay, so by using SOHCAHTOA. So but what I can do now is from here I can draw a line from point G like this. Let's draw it here. Sorry, let's take a perpendicular line from there. So let's draw a line here and it comes down here. Okay, so when it comes down here, so that means you have a right angle here. Okay, then instead of putting this AF here, I think I can redirect the line AF here. Okay, so let's put it here now. Good, to form a right angle triangle, which we work for our theta here. So the angle between them is theta. Okay, so I can label this part P, this point. So let's call this P. Now I have one triangle now, which will give me my final answer. That is this triangle. Let me draw it here. Then this one here. Okay, and this one here. Okay, so let's label it for you to understand better. A, G, and P. Okay, so this is the angle I want to find, which is theta. Okay, so I need to find two sides. Okay, I need to know the value of any two sides. Okay, from here then I can get this theta. Now we have one, so don't forget that this one here, it is the same as what? As 5 here. So let me label this. So GP is 5. Okay, why? Because AD is 5, HE is 5. Okay, so the vertical distance here, so this GP will also be 5. Okay, so I need to find the value of either AG or AP. So but from the diagram we have here, okay, I think I can get AP. It's easier to get AP because when you look at the triangle, let's draw it here. Triangle AE. So AE, I don't know if you can see the angle there. Then this one here. Okay. Then like this. Okay, let me draw it better so you can understand it easily. So let's bring this one here like this. Okay, something like this. You get it better now. So this one comes here. Good. So this is A, this is E, and this is P. So don't forget this one is a right angle. Okay, because here is a right angle, so you have a right angle here. Okay, so this is gonna be a right angle. Okay, and if you observe very well, look at EP. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, so if you look at EP is the same as HG. Okay, that is, it is 7. HG is 7, so EP is 7. DC is 7. Okay, even if you draw something like this down here, this will also be 7. Okay, so just to show you, so that means EP is 7, right? So I can put 7 here. Okay, and again, if you look at AE is 15 because AE equals BF, right? So this is 15 as well. So this place will be 15. Okay, and the AP is the hypotenuse, right? So I can use that to get AP. So using the Pythagoras theorem, so I know that AP equals the square root of, so 15 squared plus 7 squared. Without wasting time, this gives 16.5. Sorry, let's take that again. 16.5529. Okay, now I cannot go back to here. Okay, I know the value of AP now. AP is 16 rather, is 16.5529. So using opposite over adjacent, right, I can find the theta now. Okay, so from triangle APG, okay, so from triangle APG, that is this one, So I have tan theta to be equal to 5 opposite over the adjacent, which is 16.5529. Okay, take tan inverse of both sides. So we have theta equals tan inverse of 5 over 16.5529. Okay, input this into a calculator, you should get 16.8. So that is pretty straightforward. You don't have to waste time. That's a new question, okay, unlike the ones that used to come with this geometric stuff, right? So question 28, find the value of x when f of x equals 1. So when f of x equals 1, we have 7 to the power of x minus 4 equals 1. So we can write this one as 7 to the power of 0, which is still 1. So this cancels this. X minus 4 equals 0. So x implies 4. So x equals 4. Okay, that's right, which implies x equals 4. Okay, part B, f of x inverse equals 1. So we need to firstly find the inverse. Okay, so to get to the inverse, we can say that y equals, f of x, okay, then equals 7 to the power of x minus 4. So I can say y equals 7 to the power of x minus 4. Now let's turn y to x, okay, then x to y. Okay, so now let's take log. Now this is another exponential function. Definitely you need logarithm to solve this. Okay, so that's the easiest way to solve this. Okay, so we can say that x log 7, okay, since we want to take this, to be log x base 7, okay, equals this one is power of 4. Okay, let's write it up, minus 4. Good. So we have log 7 to the power of y minus 4. This is base 7. So I can bring this one here. It will be log x base 7 equals y minus 4 log 7 base 7. So this equals 1. So it means I have log x base 7 equals y minus 4. Then which is the same as log x base 7 plus 4 equals y. So this is the inverse. So f of x inverse equals log x base 7 plus 4. Okay, so even mere looking at f of x, okay, from here, okay, so one can easily deduce that, okay, the inverse is the power of 7 that gives x plus 4. The power of 7 that gives x plus 4 from here. So which the power of 7 that gives x is the same as log x, okay, base 7. So it's still the same. Okay, so this is the inverse. Now we have that log x base 7 plus 4 equals 1. Okay, so let's rearrange this. Log x base 7 equals 1 minus 4. So we have log x base 7 equals negative 3. So if you put this one as the base of this, so it equals x. So I can say that, okay, let's scroll down a little bit. So I can say that 7 to the power of negative 3 then equals x, okay, which is now easy for us to get the value of x now. So this is the same as 1 over 7 to the power of 3 equals x, right? Finally, x equals, let's scroll down a little bit, x equals 1 over 343. So x equals 1 over 343. So let's go to the last question. Question 29. Calculate the value of y. Okay. So the value of y is the angle to this side. Okay. So we can say this side, that is, that's right, 13 squared equals, for me, I don't write the formula most of the time, okay, because I know the square of this one equals the square of this one plus the square of this one minus 2 times the product of 10 and 14, then the cos of angle for this side, which is cos y. Okay, so if you rearrange this one here, that is, let's take this one, the whole of this, let's take it to the right hand side, so it will become positive here, right? So it will be 2 into 10 into 14, then cos y equals, then this one is already here, 10 squared plus 14 squared, then 13 squared comes here, minus 13 squared. Okay, so it's easy. So cos y equals 10 squared plus 14 squared minus 13 squared divided by 2 into 10 into 14. Okay, so you can take cos inverse of both sides. Y equals cos inverse of the whole of this, 10 squared plus 14 squared minus 13 squared over 2 into 10 into 14. Input this into your calculator, okay, and you get the value of y to be 63.0. So this is what I do most of the time, because you have your calculator, so you don't have to be solving this one after the other. Okay, just input everything into the calculator, boom, you are good. So calculate BD. Okay, so from here let's mark BD. So we want to get this. So this is what we want to get. So to get a BD from here, we can make use of triangle ABD. Okay, for us to use triangle ABD, we need to find this angle. Okay, so we can call this angle X. We need to find it. Then we need to know AD. Okay, we need to know this side. Okay, so we can find AD, okay, from this triangle BDC, right? You can find, no, you can find AD from triangle ADC. Yeah, so from this triangle, okay, because this is 90, this is 38. Okay, so let me write here first, okay, so that you can see clearly. So from triangle ADC, so you agree with me that AD over, that is AD over sine 38, okay, sine 38 equals AC over sine 97 degrees, right? So you can make AD the subject of the formula, okay? So that would be AC multiplied by sine 38 divided by sine 97, okay? So I just want to show you. So I can say from triangle ADC, as I showed you, so comma, so AD over sine 38, okay, equals AC over sine 97. So if you cross multiply, okay, so I make AD the subject of the formula, okay, AD the subject of the formula. Let's take that again. AD, then that will be equal to AC, sorry, this is glitching, AC multiplied by sine 38 over sine 97. So AC, we know AC, it is 14 centimeters. From here you can see 14 centimeters. So if you input this into your calculator, okay, so AD should be equal to 8.6840. So this is AD. Now, so we already know AD. So the next thing is to get this angle X here. So how are we going to get angle X? So from triangle ABD, okay, so we can easily find this angle, okay, because Sorry. No, I think it's easy. We can find angle X now from triangle ADC. Okay, because this is 38, this is 97, so we can get X. Okay, so this is going to be, okay, let me write it again. 180 minus 38 minus 97, right? So this should give us 45 degrees. So it means this angle here is 45 degrees. So don't forget that we already found angle Y, right? We found the value of angle Y. So here, let me scroll down. So angle Y is 63. So this one is 63. So now we know the complete angle here. So we can say from angle ABD now. So I'll go down and give you the rough sketch now of the triangle ABD now. So we have this one, okay, just a rough sketch, okay, and we have this one here. So let's label the triangle A, B, and D. So this is angle 63 plus 45. This is 108. That is this angle CAD, and AB is 10. Then we found AD to be 8.6840. So we can find BD now, right? Using cosine rule. Okay, so straight away, BD squared, right, equals to 10 squared using cosine rule. 10 squared plus 8.6840 squared minus 2 into 10 into 8.6840, then cos 108 degrees. Okay, so this is pretty easy, right? So I can say BD. I can just put everything into, okay, let me just write it again. So BD equals, so the square root of everything, I just input it into my calculator. So you have 10 squared plus 8.6840 squared minus 2 into 10 into 8.6840, then multiply by cos 108. So if you input this into your calculator, so BD should be equal to 15.1 centimeters. So 15.1 centimeters. So this is the end of my solution to the Cambridge IGCSE paper 4 variant 4.1. Until we meet again, stay cool and watch out for my next video.